The vast capital city of Zarvath Prime gleamed under twin suns, towers of iridescent metal rising like crystal spires into the sky. The planet was a hub of interstellar politics, home to the feared and revered Emperor Kaelthar, whose influence stretched across dozens of star systems. Among the Emperor's numerous children, one was considered a failure, a daughter with a physical disability that limited her mobility. In the eyes of the court, she was a source of amusement, a joke whispered behind closed doors. Her name was Selara. Born with weakened legs and a reliance on a hovering support device, Selara had been trained in etiquette, diplomacy, and the arts expected of royalty, but never in power or influence. The Emperor, dismissive of her potential, sent her to the distant human colony of Arcadia Minor under the pretense of a diplomatic mission, expecting her presence to be laughed at, ignored, or pitied by the humans. When Selara arrived, however, she encountered someone wholly unexpected. Ethan Varrick, a human single father and shuttle mechanic known for his ingenuity and compassion. He was busy repairing a freighter that had suffered engine failure during entry when the delegation arrived. Selara's hovering support device sputtered and whirred as she attempted to navigate the docking bay. Humans and aliens alike paused to stare, some smirking, others shaking their heads at her awkward movements. Ethan noticed immediately. "Need a hand?" he asked, approaching her cautiously but confidently. Selara blinked, startled. "I am Selara, daughter of Emperor Kaelthar," she said, her voice firm despite her circumstances. "I am here on a diplomatic mission." Ethan nodded, assessing her hover device. "That's quite a ride. Let me help you get it under control." With careful adjustments and a few tweaks to the device's energy modulators, Ethan stabilized Selara's mobility. For the first time, she moved smoothly across the docking bay. The difference was immediate. Confidence replaced hesitancy, and curiosity overtook fear. "You make this work?" she asked, her golden eyes wide. Ethan shrugged modestly. "Just a few small fixes. You've got the power. You just need a little help." From that moment, a partnership began. Selara, trained in diplomacy but untested in practical problem-solving, found in Ethan not only a helper but a teacher. Together, they explored the colony, visited starship yards, and even modified her hover device to respond more intuitively to her movements. The colony's humans were skeptical at first, unsure how to treat royalty, especially one they assumed incapable of contributing meaningfully. Selara's disability only reinforced their low expectations. But as she demonstrated intelligence, courage, and technical skill, attitudes began to shift. Ethan noticed her curiosity about starship mechanics. "Want to see what really makes these things fly?" he asked one afternoon. Selara's eyes sparkled. "I would like that very much." Over the next weeks, Ethan taught her about propulsion systems, energy conduits, and navigation algorithms. Selara absorbed the lessons quickly, asking insightful questions and suggesting innovative improvements. She was no longer the laughingstock her father had intended her to be. She was a formidable intellect, combining royal poise with practical ingenuity. One day, disaster struck. A neighboring freighter carrying essential supplies for the colony suffered a catastrophic engine failure during a routine docking procedure. Panic spread quickly. If the ship collided with the station's core, it could trigger a chain reaction, destroying the station. Ethan assessed the situation immediately. "We need to stabilize it manually," he said. "It's too risky for automated systems." Selara's eyes met his. "I can help," she said. "We must save them." The humans hesitated, wary of a disabled alien princess taking command. But Ethan trusted her instinct. "Then let's do it. We'll do it together." Using her newly modified hover device, Selara moved through the freighter systems, guiding Ethan and the dock workers. She recalibrated stabilizers, rerouted power, and optimized the energy flow. Her instructions were precise, her confidence growing with every adjustment. Sparks flew, alarms screamed, and time seemed to stretch, but under her guidance, the freighter stabilized, docking safely without incident. The colony erupted in cheers, astonished by the princess they had underestimated. Selara had not only contributed, but had led the operation with courage and intelligence. News of her success quickly reached Emperor Kaelthar, who observed from his throne world, expecting reports of embarrassment and failure. Instead, he saw the opposite. His daughter had succeeded where he assumed she would falter. His face, usually impervious, betrayed a flicker of disbelief. Selara did not stop there. Over the following months she took on more projects, improving the colony's starship maintenance, introducing energy-efficient modifications, and mentoring young engineers, human and alien alike. She became a symbol of capability, resilience, and innovation. Her disability, once perceived as a limitation, became an asset. Her reliance on adaptive technology gave her unique insight into mechanical systems, allowing her to identify flaws others overlooked. Where others saw weakness, she demonstrated ingenuity and determination. Ethan, observing her growth, couldn't help but feel pride. "You've come a long way," he said one evening as they repaired a transport shuttle together. Selara's golden eyes met his. "I have learned much," she replied softly, "and I could not have done it without your guidance." But the Emperor's presence loomed. Kaelthar, realizing that his intended humiliation had backfired, decided to test Selara further. He sent a fleet of emissaries to challenge her leadership, expecting to reveal her inadequacy. Selara, undeterred, faced the challenge head-on. Using her experience, ingenuity, and the skills she had honed with Ethan, she organized the colony's defenses, coordinated logistics, and devised strategies that even seasoned military tacticians struggled to comprehend. When the emissaries arrived, they were met with a fully prepared colony, shields activated, freighters stabilized, and personnel ready for coordination. Selara, with Ethan at her side, directed operations with clarity and confidence. The visiting fleet, initially intent on domination, was forced to recognize her leadership. They withdrew, acknowledging her competence, leaving the colony intact and safe. Emperor Kaelthar, watching remotely, could scarcely believe what he saw. His daughter, whom he had sent as a joke, had not only survived but thrived, earning respect from humans and aliens alike. The realization hit him hard. He had underestimated her, and in doing so he had learned the folly of dismissing someone based on appearances or limitations. Selara's reputation spread across systems. She was no longer the disabled princess or the joke of the court. She became a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and adaptability. Her partnership with Ethan remained strong, their bond forged through trials, challenges, and shared victories. Years later, standing on a balcony overlooking the bustling colony, Selara watched ships glide gracefully into docking bays. Her hover device hummed softly beneath her, a tool that had once symbolized limitation but now represented freedom and capability. Ethan joined her, hands resting on the railing. "You've changed everything," he said quietly. Selara smiled, her golden eyes reflecting the twin suns. "Not just me," she replied. "We changed everything. Together." Emperor Kaelthar, attending a distant summit, received reports of his daughter's accomplishments. He could not ignore the truth. Selara had surpassed every expectation, challenged every prejudice, and redefined what it meant to lead. For the first time he felt humility, and a profound pride in the daughter he had once dismissed. The story of Selara, the disabled princess sent as a joke, became a legend. Across star systems it was told as a tale of courage, innovation, and the danger of underestimating others. And at the heart of that story was a human mechanic who had chosen to see potential where others saw weakness, proving that even the smallest acts of belief and guidance could change the course of history. In the quiet moments when the colony rested and stars glittered overhead, Selara reflected on her journey. She had been underestimated, ignored, and dismissed. Yet through perseverance, ingenuity, and the support of one human who had chosen to believe in her, she had transformed not just her own life, but the lives of countless others. And in that realization, she found the ultimate truth. Strength was not defined by physical ability, status, or perception, but by determination, courage, and the willingness to rise above expectation. Selara, once a joke in the eyes of an emperor, had proven that even the most underestimated individual could shape the universe, one bold step, one innovation, and one act of belief at a time.